It's 2023 and downtown Miami is booming. At this same time, archaeologists continue to discover prehistoric sites along the Miami River older than the pyramids. Who would ever have imagined that this young city possesses such a rich and deep history that speaks to the first people of Miami?
We're so caught up in our everyday life with asphalt and concrete to have that continuum with human endeavor going back 2,000 years. And that's what makes a place really sacred.
To preserve this area for present and future generations.
Instead of continuing what does not work, mainly developers making empty promises, and archaeological sites that are never highlighted, as seen at the Miami Circle, or neglected at the Metropolitan Square site, or forgotten and built upon where the Whole Foods was built. And while we acknowledge the efforts to purchase and preserve the Miami Circle location, the park is not yet up to the standard of a treasured National Historic Site. We can do better. We must do better to balance our history and our growth. The city can achieve balance by preserving these archaeological sites in the midst of development. It starts with creating a master plan and how to honor the cultural heritage of Native Americans based upon recent discoveries along the Miami River and linking to other historical Miami River sites. This must happen first to ensure a cohesive approach to a true historical treasure along the banks of the Miami River. Miami can emerge as a leader and draw global attention, more tourism, and millions of dollars by connecting culture, art, history, and nature through a combination of simple means and by employing the latest technology. But first, how will the state fund this expansive plan? Well, money is never an obstacle. Money is the solution. Through a fundraising campaign with global reach, much like the underlying project of downtown, or the funding for the restoration of the Notre Dame Cathedral in Paris, where Americans donated the most money. Then, by employing the latest technology called holograms, Miami will emerge as a young city for leading the world in showcasing history. Other major cities have employed hologram technology in the streets of Paris or inside the shopping centers in Asia. People of all ages are naturally drawn to a visual story of culture, art, history, as we have seen in Little Havana, the Art Deco district, Wynwood, and other micro-neighborhoods. Now, imagine an experience that captures the essence of Miami, beginning on the Bayside at the Perez Art Museum, representing both modern art and modern Miami, and then going back in time to learn the origins of native Miamians on a walkable, bikeable, beautiful path where the bay meets the river, a unique site both culturally and historically. And thus we begin the tour by watching the Tequesta Indians build their elevated ceremonial structure at the mouth of the river 2,700 years ago. Community was important, as was living in daily communion with their ancestors, and still is. Just this summer, archaeologists uncovered a megalodon tooth dating back 100,000 years ago from another origin. This finding was significant as we learned that Miami was a major center for trading with other tribes to create tools to spear and hunt with, commerce as a means for survival. With their new tools, Tequesta Indians were known for fishing nearby and hunting further west in the Everglades. Continuing along the Riverwalk, spectators meet the founders of Miami at Fort Dallas Park, and right up the path are the twin sisters mystically depicted in an art mural, one spirit representing the bay and the other the river, highlighting once again the significance of the intersection of both bodies of water. This land was not only a source of food and refuge. To indigenous people, the land is considered their second mother. Hence, excavating human remains or building on top of the land is considered disrespectful to their culture. The very least we can do is honor their heritage. This solution would change the course of Miami and Florida history. It starts with a cohesive plan for the breadth of the archaeological area. We can achieve harmony with nature, development, and preservation. It is possible to enjoy the bay and the Miami River, learn the importance of significant archaeological findings through holograms, understand the significant role women have played in the making of Miami, relish art from many cultures, and ultimately have a landmark that recognizes Miami as a destination for rich culture and history.